Hello, everyone. Welcome to April and our April 2023 monthly specials. Today is going to be an important day, I think, because it's one of the first times that I'm diving more deeply. We did something for a while called the latest, the best, and the greatest, and we're going to kind of reprise that. Sometimes monthly specials sound a little bit like a laundry list, and we don't dive very deeply into the specials. I don't want to take up a ton of your time, but I want you to clearly understand if there's a special, why you need it, and what are the special characteristics. What are the specials about the special, if you will, the characteristic that make it really necessary for you and for your family. So today, as I go through the specials, I'm going to have some interesting notations, some additional information that perhaps I've never presented before, and I think that it'll be valuable for you. When we talk about our monthly specials, we always want to talk about our 4 different countries that we're looking at. We're looking at 4 different regions, 3 of which are in Southeast Asia, 1 in the United States, of course. Today is no different. We're talking about April monthly specials in Singapore, Malaysia, the Philippines, and the United States. And I'm very happy to hear that there's going to be some other markets opening up soon. We want to say congratulations to any markets that were shown at U.S. leadership just passed. And we had a list of new markets opening up and some oldies but goodies. I hope they make it to the top of the list. I will be there with bells on if that's what it takes to make sure that they are, we're celebrating with those countries, but super excited. I think, I don't want to say, I'll keep my zip, because last time I've said it didn't work out exactly the way I hoped, the time frame. And of course, COVID, right? Okay, but here we are, we're still around. Anyway, let's talk about our specials first in the US. In the US, we've got a really unusual special. This is not a product that we ever see as an individual. And in fact, as I was going through many of my books and the resource materials that I have, I didn't have a lot of information about Palmarosa. So I had to do some investigation. This is a 5 milliliter bottle. It is the product of the month, which means an order of 125 PV that goes in before the 15th of the month, you'll get the Palmarosa. It's an essential oil that's high in geraniol, which is known for its powerful skin benefits. It does have sort of a sweet geranium and a moderate lemony scent. So that's the combination of the scent profile, if you will. It is traditionally used to help maintain oil levels on the skin. So if you're a person who traditionally has oily skin or maybe oily scalp, this might be something that you want to consider. It does have antibacterial properties. It's great for acne-prone skin, and you want to use it maybe in combination with things like tea tree oil or lavender oil, both of which are going to help you with that ability to control your sebum in your scalp. And so I know some of you have experienced sort of a flaking in your scalp. This would be a great oil for you to add into your rotation. In Ayurvedic practice, Palmarosa is used to alleviate skin concerns and also nerve pain. So if you're looking for things for circulation or perhaps different sorts of nerve troubles, add your Palmarosa into your rotation. It is going to have sort of a dry metallic rose plus herb scent. I know that's not a great description, folks, but that's about the best that I can do. I have smelled it in the past and I have used it in the past. I probably have a few drops left in an old bottle. So I'm super excited that this is the product of the month and I'm really looking forward to using it. Our 10% off this month is Citrus Bloom, excuse me. And yes, I'm drinking coffee first thing in the morning. I was a little bit groggy this morning. I don't know. I got out of bed and then I don't know. But it is a magnificent, magnificent day here, but just absolutely the best. Beautiful spring day in New Jersey. Citrus Bloom, love this. It combines the brightness of citrus, wild orange, and grapefruit, layered with freshly cut florals. And the florals include lavender, Roman chamomile, and magnolia. So it's got a sweeter, softer profile, good for calming, soothing, leaving your emotions more balanced. You want to use it for joyful feelings, feelings of self-worth, to stimulate a focused mind, because you've got that citrus in there. It kind of reminds me of Adaptive, not exactly, because Adaptive has more things in it, but the scent profile to me is very familiar, and that the two could be almost like cousins in the same family. I don't know. What do you think? Have you used Citrus Bloom? Do you like it? Let me know in the chat. Give me a Y for yes, I've used it. And then let me know, do you think it compares to Adaptive? Give me another either yes or no. So Adaptive, give me an A. And if you think it is, you've used it, give me a Y. You can give me an AY if you want, or a yay, YA. Okay, either way. So you're going to use this to support a healthy frame of mind. You're going to diffuse it or inhale it for self-worth issues, feelings of tranquility, relieving anxiousness or tension, and then finally in your work environments to promote feelings of focus and calm. I like Citrus Bloom. It is one of my favorites. And as you know, doTERRA has gone a little bit more deeply down the Citrus Bloom path, including things like hand lotion and foaming hand soap. It is a scent profile that many people like, and I'm just seeing in the live chat that many people are giving me a Y or an A, and they like it, and they feel like it gives similar vibes to Adaptive. So if you're getting this for 10% off, might be the time that you want to consider it. I think actually it's a little less expensive than Adaptive, so consider that too. Got a couple of great diffuser blends for you. First, Sweet Serendipity with Citrus Bloom, Patchouli, and Vetiver. So you're going to get that smoky with the floral and sweet. And then also Spring Has Sprung. And of course, here where I am, spring is just, it's just magnificent. The trees are beginning to blossom and we're getting flowers. I don't know if you grow daffodils where you are. I think daffodils require a cold winter, so you may not have them. So every spring, I have a lot of daffodils in my yard. Part of the reason is that every fall I plant about another 100 bulbs. It is a plant that has a bulb. And every fall I plant about another 100. They do tend to spread, which is so beautiful. The magnificent thing is I have neighbors who have done the same. And I actually have a neighbor who's down the street from me, about 2 or 3 houses down. And I'm not sure if she planted them or someone before her. I strongly suspect it's somebody before her, always in the same area. And now in the spring, she literally will get thousands of daffodil blooms, and they're just magnificent. If you're not sure what a daffodil is, please look it up. That is not a daffodil in the photograph, but you can blend your citrus bloom, your lime, and your geranium. I feel like I would like that better, just because it's magnifying, if you will, the scent profile of the existing oil. So just keep that in mind. Next on the hit parade is Singapore. We've got our great specials for Singapore. Singapore also has Palmarosa as a special this month. Let me tell you a little bit more about it. It is known as the Indian geranium. It has a rose-like scent that makes it very interesting. You can use it as a replacement for rose. So it's going to be less expensive. Of course, for anybody who's getting it free, it's a free, right, addition to your essential oil profile. You can diffuse it, use it as part of a massage, which is something that I would use. I would use it also in Epsom salt bath. And as we know, very similar to rose, wonderful for any sort of skin bacterial issues. So you've had a cut or a burn or something that's not looking a little bit angry, you might consider using your rose, but maybe you just don't have rose right now. Use your Palmarosa. You can use it as part of your facial cleanser. So if you had a facial cleanser and you wanted to add a couple of drops, I would think all things skin when I'm thinking of Palmarosa. This is a wonderful product. The 10% off is actually marjoram. Marjoram we tend to think of when we think of for cooking, for things like stews and salad dressings and sauces. And I think that's all very well and good. I'm not a person who literally thinks, I'll add some marjoram to this dish. It's just not a spice or an herb that crosses my mind a lot. Maybe it is where you live because perhaps you are a marjoram user. If you're a marjoram user and it's something that you cook with all the time, give me an M in the chats. Give me an M for marjoram. If it's not, you can give me an N for no. It's cool. My feelings will not be hurt, I promise. But either way, we love marjoram because it is really wonderful for our muscles and joints, but it also supports our cardiovascular system when it is ingested. It is ingestible. I would probably suggest putting between 1 and 4 drops in a capsule. I would also use it topically to relieve feelings of stress or maybe head tension. I would use it on a fussy child on the soles of their feet, perhaps prior to a nap. I'd also use it for cramps or strains. All of this information, you're going to be able to, you can replay this video as many times as you want, but hopefully we'll be also introducing it into some of our Instagram feeds, and you want to apply it before and after exercising. What I like about marjoram is it doesn't tend to be that hot on the skin. So other oils that we talk about for stressors or strains can sometimes feel very warm. Marjoram is quite the contrary. I feel like it's extremely mild. So if you're a person who had been using perhaps lemongrass, or even wintergreen. Sometimes wintergreen is considering older skin that can be thinner and more sensitive. Try your marjoram, dilute it if you need to. It is something that can actually reduce inflammation when we use it topically. So soothing and calming, right? And then take it internally, apply it over the heart for any sort of edema. So it is considered to be antibacterial, antifungal, and a vasodilator. So those are all of its top properties. You want to keep that in mind when you're using your marjoram oil. So Singapore, you're getting a fabulous 1-2 punch this month. Palmarosa and marjoram, really good. We've got an enrollment promo in Singapore. I'm going to talk a little bit about these 3 oils. It's going to come up one more time. The first one I want to talk about, and these are, you're going to enroll new people and you're going to win basically these oils. You can win 1, 2, or even all 3. Let's talk first about sweet gum, because this is an oil that we do not see in the US. I have never seen it. I think I maybe have 1 bottle that I had gotten during my travels. It's primarily known for its properties when it's applied topically for wound healing. Interesting. And commonly made to promote a calm and restful environment. So if you had someone who had any sort of a skin difficulty, broken skin, I would be thinking even things like skin conditions that were irritating. How can I say that? I'm trying to be compliant. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about, I think. It also has a high boiling point and can act as an effective odor fixative when used in fragrance. So what does that mean? Let's say you're making your own personal perfume and you're not sure how to make that really last, right? I want it to really last, especially some of the flash points, things like when we use citrus oils in our own fragrances, they tend to just evaporate quickly and they don't stay with us. If you were to blend in your sweet gum, they would actually hold. So think of gum, sticky, sweet, right? It's going to kind of glue that oil in place and allow you to really use that oil more effectively, especially if you're talking about personal fragrance. But I would also think about it in terms of wound healing. Okay. Next up, you've got the promo from today through the 30th of April, La Vie en Rose, and you're going to get a rose diffuser and then 15 milliliter bottles each of Balance Brie, lavender, lemon, peppermint, and tea tree. It's going to be wholesale $210 with a PV of 100. This is an awfully nice gift for Mother's Day. Also in the chat, if you can let me know, when is Mother's Day in your country? So whatever country you're in, when is Mother's Day? Because for us here in the US, it's not until May, so we've got a little bit of time. We've also got a special in the US for a 3 little 5 milliliter roll-ons that called Spring Bloom, something bloom. I don't remember. Anyway, let me know when Mother's Day is. This would be a great gift for Mother's Day, and not super expensive, but very nice, a nice gift for mom. We've also got a Comfort You Can Count On. So 200 PV or above earns you the Deep Blue Rub and the Deep Blue Essential Oil, 5 milliliter essential oil. If you're up to 255 or above, you're also going to get the Copaiba. So I'm going to talk about this in a little while, but I would be using this in conjunction with my polyphenol capsules, maybe combining it with turmeric, either the capsules or the essential oil. I might be blending in some additional lemongrass, some additional peppermint, whatever is going to help you to really relieve the stresses and the strains of your muscles throughout the day, maybe the end of the day. Not sure when you're getting your muscle strains and aches. I sometimes find at the end of the day, if I've been sitting a long time or just being in the wrong chair. I have one chair in my house. I don't know what happened, but the cushion is like a pancake. It used to be nice and fluffy and thick, and now it's not. I think I'm going to have it repaired, actually. And when I sit in that chair now, I get out of there. I'm like, oh my gosh, this chair, it's killing me. And I never felt that before. Makes me feel really old sometimes when I get out of there, because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm like a little old lady getting out of the chair. But let's see what happens when I get the cushion fixed. We'll see, right? Okay, we've got a quick blend for you with your marjoram, with lavender, geranium, marjoram, and frankincense, called Fairy Tale, which I kind of love. That's really a sweet name for a blend. I think you'll like this one. It sounds like it's got some good floral in there and a little herbal. And of course, adding the 2 drops of frankincense, it's going to give it that depth and that sticking power that maybe you wouldn't have if you didn't blend that in there. Let's talk a little about Malaysia. Malaysia has a lot of specials. We're going to talk a lot of different things for April 2023. Okay, product of the month is wild orange. And you may be thinking, oh, really? Wild orange? I mean, is that the best they could do? So let me tell you a couple of good things about wild orange. It is one of the top selling essential oils at doTERRA. It is energizing, and it also has multiple health benefits. It's high in limonene. It has stimulating and purifying properties, making it ideal to support a healthy immune system function when taken internally. What I love about this oil also is that it can be taken internally. It can be used as a daily surface cleaner throughout your home, but it's really good for healthy inflammatory response when used internally, for feelings of sadness, isolation, irritability, for lack of energy, creativity, productivity, or concentration. So when we're thinking about just that diffused combination of I can't focus, I'm not able to do my work, I'm not as productive as I'd like to be, use your wild orange, right? Take it in a glass of water for different sorts of toxicity or edema or even cholesterol balance. And then finally, you want to use it during menopause for weakened bones, because we know that as we go through menopause, we can actually lose bone density. We want to make sure that we're protecting that. You can also, if you're going through a menopause transition, you can apply it to the uterus or take it in a capsule. So any way that you really want to get that support for yourself as you're making that transition in life, I would be using my wild orange. So you can see it's got a lot of other uses that maybe you hadn't thought about before. 20% off, 20% off, my friends, is actually Forgive oil. Now, this is one of my absolute favorites. A couple of years ago at convention, I remember there was a doctor who presented saying that Forgive, of all the emotional essential oils, because we've got 6 of them, right? That Forgive actually had one of the best profiles, and that he personally would consider using Forgive over all of the emotional oils, which is quite a testament, I have to say, because I feel like all of them are really good. It is a refreshing, woody, and herbaceous aroma. It has spruce, bergamot, juniper berry, and myrrh, which I really, a lot of depth there. And also the myrrh is going to give it a lot of sticking power, which you might not have ordinarily had with the others. You can diffuse it. You can use it on your pulse points. It is not for ingestion. You can blend this with fractionated coconut oil and make your own roll-on. It is a 5 milliliter bottle, so you could really pour the entire bottle into a 10 milliliter roll-on and top it off with fractionated coconut oil and use it throughout the day. I want you to think about it when you're either journaling or meditating, reciting affirmations. Perhaps you want some feelings of patience, peace, joy, right? Contentment, all of that's good. If you have not been able to diffuse this oil, I would say make it a priority. As I said, got more of a herbaceous aroma. You can add in additional bergamot if you wish to give it more of a lemony or citrusy scent. You can apply it to your pulse points, of course, over the heart if you're feeling frustrated or maybe resentment or disappointment. All of these are wonderful. And I want to give it a plug for anybody who perhaps is dealing with repressed emotions or emotions that don't seem to resolve themselves, or maybe emotions that you can't exactly put your finger on. I would say that Forgive is a good one. I've often given Forgive and Console to people that are experiencing some sort of grief. feel like the two oils together are really wonderful, but Forgive is my hands down favorite. You also want to keep it on hand throughout the day. Sometimes we may experience small, I'm going to call them microaggressions, just things that happen in our daily life that make us feel frustrated or sad. We can get into a loop of complaining a lot. Complaining is never good, right? We want to drop that habit as quickly as possible, become aware of it, and then release it, right? Forgive is going to help us to do that. So we want feelings of contentment, relief, patience. Use your Forgive essential oil blend. If you love Forgive, give me an F for Forgive in the chat. I'd love to hear about whether or not you love it and you've used it. Another special, again, is the In Bloom in Malaysia. Let's talk about the two other oils in this special now. So we've got rose and jasmine. I have to say, hands down, absolutely my favorites. Rose and jasmine together, apart, amazing essential oils. We want to use our rose for brain and nerve issues, also bacterial infections. You can use it for things like topical skin irritations like poison ivy or poison oak. I don't know if you have that in wherever you're listening to from wherever you're listening to this, but I would say use it topically whenever your skin is experience any sort of trauma, if you will. Also, you want to use your rose for your heart, whether you are experiencing palpitations or any other sort of difficulty, feelings of tension, use it over your heart. And then finally, fine lines, scars, and redness. So rose is one of those, I don't know, I feel like it's like kind of falls into the frankincense family. It has so many powerful benefits. We tend to use it so sparingly because it is very expensive, but I would encourage you to use your rose. If you're concerned about price, absolutely blend it with fractionated coconut oil. You're not going to lose any efficacy by blending it or diluting it in any way. But I do think you do want to have it in your profile. Get used to using your rose. If you use it every day, you really will see a transformation. Next on the hit parade, jasmine. Want to think of jasmine for uterine health and for female, maybe even male, but certainly female libido. So we want to be applying this over the uterus, over in the lower abdomen, maybe the lower abdomen in the front, and maybe the lower back. You can also be using your jasmine during labor and delivery and to maintain your milk supply, breast milk supply, if you are pregnant and nursing. You can also use it for hormone balance, PMS, or menstrual cramps. And then finally, for low dopamine levels. So if you're feeling just like low and droopy, can't get your act together for whatever reason, try using your jasmine. Okay, so for those of you who have used jasmine or rose, you can give me a J if that's your favorite, or an R if that's your favorite, or you can give me a JR if you love both of them together. I have to say, if I had to choose, I don't know if I could. And when we used to have these promos in the US, we don't have them as much anymore because now we've got other things going on. But when we used to have these promos, I used to like scurry around to really win them because I felt like it was so important. And I do have a few bottles left over from when I won them in the past. So just something to keep in mind. Give me a J or an R or a JR, right? Okay, Deep Blue Relief. We've got the second Deep Blue promotion. This one actually is called Banish the Ramadan Blues, which is actually kind of cute. You've got your, instead of getting peppermint, instead of getting copaiba for the 255, you're going to get peppermint roll-on, which is great, a 10 milliliter peppermint roll-on. Again, I would be, none of these products are ingestible. So it would be probably combining with something that is ingestible to get the 1, 2, 3, right? You've got the aromatic, you've got the topical, and now you want to get something that's going to, you're actually going to be able to ingest. So if you are experiencing inflammation, you're able to reduce the inflammation using kind of that triple threat, if you will. I think that's super important. The last but not least, and I don't know how many times I'm going to mention this because it feels like I've gone through this several times, but and I know that it was something that started back in February, but I feel like April, we did it in February, we did it in March. Now we're going to do it in April, but I think now this is it for us. 3 months in a row is good. We've got our 5 100 PV LRP kits. Today, I'm going to dive a little bit more deeply into some of these essential oils and why this kit is important to you. So this one, the first one is we've got 5, remember. Okay, so the first one is the Power Easy. Power Easy. We've got the, Power Breathe Easy, not Power Easy, Power Breathe Easy. So we've got our Clarify, our cypress, our easy air, our eucalyptus, and our peppermint, and we're going to get that free bag. If I was going to combine these oils with something that I would take internally, and I think that's going to be the tip of the day, I would be adding Tri-Ease capsules. Well, I love these oils and they're wonderful for applying to the body, whether it's the chest or the back or the neck, or here over the face on the sinuses. You want to relieve any sort of head tension or pressure due to seasonal threats. I would be adding in Tri-Ease. I feel like the combination, and you could even take your peppermint in a capsule because I think that would be extremely effective. But I think with this grouping, you need your Tri-Ease capsule. With your next grouping, which is going to be our tummy refresher, this is if you have occasional stomach upset, you're going to want to have this available in your house. I would be adding to this ginger, lemongrass, peppermint, and Zengest, Digest Zen or Zengest gel caps. I feel like even though this is a wonderful combo and you could be taking this internally and making your own capsules, I like the idea of pre-made capsules to kind of coordinate with this. And I think that would be the best addition if you don't already have it. If you're not a person who's accustomed to taking essential oils in capsules, those capsules are just amazing. And really, for me, they are transformative. My whole family takes them, and we always have them in the house. And when I travel, I always have them with me. Number 3 is Flex Care. So if you're a person who exercises regularly or maybe does heavy manual labor like gardening or cleaning or lifting, you're going to want to have this in your house. You want to combine these 4 oils. Whoops. There we go. You're going to want to combine these 4 products with either deep blue polyphenol complex capsules or turmeric capsules. I'll tell you why. I love these 4 products because you're going to be able to apply them easily on topically wherever you're having difficulty. But I find that sometimes inflammation is a 1-2 punch, right? We want to tackle it from the outside, but we also want to tackle it from the inside. Last but not least, I'm going to encourage you to look at your diet. Look at it after I eat certain things. Am I having more inflammation or less? So things like sugar certainly can be a trigger for inflammation. Alcohol can certainly be a trigger for inflammation. Sometimes dairy can be a trigger for inflammation. Look at the foods you're eating and then say to yourself, after I ate that ice cream, which had, I don't know, dairy and sugar, did I feel a little bit worse? Did I feel more stress in my joints or my muscles? Perhaps you ate something that was very greasy. All of those things can be triggers for inflammation. So by eating your polyphenol complex or taking your polyphenol complex internally or your turmeric capsule, you can actually work on your inflammation on the inside and out. The other thing you might consider is taking Terrazyme capsules because of you're having difficulty digesting any sort of food. Your Terrazyme capsules are going to be a wonderful addition to your routine. Kit number 4 is self-care routine with frankincense, lemon, and On Guard. So if you're troubled by immune challenges in your house, this is the kit that you're going to want to have available. I would add in On Guard gel caps or Copaiba gel caps. So I always keep a variety of gel caps in my medicine cabinet in my kitchen, or it's actually next to where I keep all my spices and things. It's not the warmest part of my kitchen. It's not getting any sort of heat. But if I need something, I will often choose to do 2 things at the same time: ingest something and apply it, or ingest it and diffuse, or diffuse and apply. I feel like all essential oils benefit from different methods of application or different methods of ingestion. And I think this is no different. Immune system inside and out is really the best way for you to get the most effective results. And then finally on the hip parade is our Better Sleep Kit. So if you have occasional sleeplessness, difficulty staying asleep, maybe you can't get to sleep, this is a wonderful kit. You have cedarwood, lavender peace, Siberian fir, and vetiver. Many of you know that I'll take a capsule, make my own gel cap with a couple of drops of vetiver in it. I also use Siberian fir for relaxation at night. I'll take it maybe after my last meal for kind of releasing tension or reducing inflammation. I really like Siberian fir in a capsule, but I would add in probably lavender peace gel caps or Copaiba gel caps. Both of those are going to be wonderful for this particular kit, to support this particular kit. And the easy delivery system is going to be something that your team really likes. You want something to be as easy as possible. So while we want to take our essential oils in the delivery system that you see here, adding in a second level, a second product really will help people, I think, to use their products in the best way. Okay, now we've got a couple of what I'm calling dough promotions, or the company's calling dough promotions, really. I want to talk about why you want these promotions if they're going to run out, right? And why you need them. So let's talk about these quickly. We don't have a ton, but I want to talk about them in a little bit of depth, because I think the last couple of times we've discussed them, I've kind of listed them like a laundry list, but not told you what you want to do with them. So number one is Yarrow Palm and Yarrow Palm renewal system. For the Yarrow Palm, I would be using that for bleeding, scarring, maybe varicose veins, and aging skin. I would also use it on any imperfections that you have in your skin. Now, folks, you're not going to apply this and it's going to be like a magic wand. It doesn't work that way. But little by little, with consistent application, Yarrow Palm is an amazing skin healer. I often use it on my face, but I also use it on other imperfections that I have in my body, and I have seen them transformed. I will sometimes add in a drop or two of myrrh, which I really like. Also, myrrh tends to be very viscous. Make sure you don't leave your myrrh out on your countertops. It does stain, and it's really hard to get off. I did that once and I regretted it. I was able to clean it eventually, but it kind of like stuck and dried, and then it was like glue, because it's a resin, right, folks? So we want to make sure that we're cleaning up quickly. Use your Yarrow Palm. The renewal system, I would be using that obviously on my entire body. It is a pump. It's a much larger, it's actually 44 milliliters, while the small one is 30 milliliters. I would be using the renewal system for inflammation, physical discomfort, and also free radical damage. Now, you know that I'm a maniac about moisturizing my skin literally from the top of my head to the tips of my toes. You can use a couple of pumps in your regular moisturizer and just add that in to really give your skin a lot of renewal. You want some kind of firming benefit, if you will, from a product, add in your Yarrow Palm renewal system. Okay, here's two products that you must be thinking, I don't know, this is kind of boring. I remember when I read this the first time, I was like, all right, so this is available for purchase. Who cares? No, this is fascinating. So listen to this, the mud mask, number one. Now, I actually learned this tip from Emily Wright. Yes, I did. What she does is she uses the mud mask on her face in the typical way, but when she travels or she feels like she's been exposed to some sorts of toxins, she uses the mud mask on her glands to draw out toxins. So where are our glands? They're here on our neck, right? They're underneath our arms, right? And they're between our legs. So we can be using those. We have other glands, of course, but those are the three major ones. And we can be using those, applying the mud mask, leaving it our skin, and drawing out the toxins. I thought that was genius, and I hope you do too. If you've never used the mud mask in this way, this is the time to start using it. So I would be trying this for drawing the toxins out of our body. The other thing, maybe you've been exposed to maybe medicines, or you live in an area that has a lot of polluted air. Make sure you're using your mud mask in that way. The brightening gel, interesting enough, is terrific when you're not getting enough sleep or hydration, and it often shows first around your eyes. So I would be using that brightening gel underneath my eyes and around, perhaps on my eyelids. I'd be using it at night, probably before I go to sleep, and then maybe again letting it dry completely and then applying all my makeup. It does reduce inflammation. I like the way the brightening eye gel works. And I hope you do too. Next, we've got our On Guard spray. Here's just a quick tip. When I travel, I use this as a bathroom spray. I even keep it, I have a bathroom actually right outside of my office, and I use it in there. A lot of people kind of come in and out, and I like the smell of the On Guard. It's also petite in size. It doesn't tend to slip around, and it's plastic. So if you think of using it in a bathroom, if it happens to fall, it's not going to break and cause a big mess of glass. Okay. Terra Shield and the anti-aging moisturizer. This is a weird combo, folks. I got to tell you, the first time I saw it, I was like, what do these products have to do with each other? And the answer might be nothing, but they both have interesting uses. For your Terra Shield spray, you might want to think of this as, think of the word shield, right? So maybe for if you have poor emotional boundaries, to strengthen your resolve. Also use for a wood polish, yes, because I got the fractionated coconut oil in there, and it's got some oils that would be wonderful on wood. You can use it in clothing chests where you're going to be putting away clothing, especially clothing that has natural fabrics. We all have heard of my story. You can see my sweater has holes, but these holes were, sweater was made with these holes, right? We don't want sweaters that get holes that they weren't supposed to have. So putting away cottons, linens, woolens, anything like that, things that could be eaten by little bugaboos, right? We don't want to go into what kind of bugs they are. If they could be eaten because they're natural fabrics, use your Terra Shield spray in whatever container you're going to be using. You can actually soak a cotton round or a cotton ball and pop it in there, but use your Terra Shield in your environment also, just kind of spraying it around. Remember, it has some fractionated coconut oil in it, so you don't want to spray it on delicate fabrics, right? We're not spraying it on the fabrics. We're spraying it on something near the fabrics, right? Does that make sense? Okay. Now let's talk about the anti-aging moisturizer. Okay, so it's got 3 amazing ingredients. Number 1 is it has an extract of the summer snowflake bulb, and that promotes clear and even skin tone and nourishes the skin. It has olive fruit extract for moisturizing and overall skincare. And then it has peptides that firm and smooth the skin, improve skin tone and texture, help reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. So that's a product I think you're going to love if you haven't tried already. It is a pump. It goes on fairly smooth. I love this one. I have to say, this is my preferred skincare line. I love Virage, but this is really my jam. And I think you'll love it too if you haven't had a chance to try it. So with the summer snowflake bulb, I mean, it even sounds great, right? You can tell people, I'm wearing summer snowflake bulb. It's just amazing. Okay, here we've got another one. Interesting. These are expiring more quickly. Easy Air Hard Candy. Why is this important? It's got lemon, peppermint, eucalyptus, thyme, cardamom, and Melissa. Yes, there's Melissa in there, folks. So if you're thinking of using something that just, I'm going to use a second candy because my throat is not feeling good, try your Easy Air Hard Candy, because really that's the one that's going to soothe your throat and heal, right? It's an easy delivery system, and it delivers those very special oils straight to your mouth and throat. And we know that the tissue in the mouth, the buccal tissue, is very absorptive. Okay, Spa Lip Balm, also another super cool product. It's got coconut, moringa seed, and avocado oils as in addition to beeswax. So it's going to glide on and stay on. I have these all over my house. I mean, it seems like it's maniacal, but here in the winter time, especially, it gets really dry. And I don't know, lips, cheeks, fingers, everything gets dry. So I'm always trying to use my dōTERRA lip balms, it leaves that like deep hydration, right? And it's going to last throughout the day. The tightening serum also has a very cool ingredient list. Rhizobium and acacia gum to provide lifting benefits, perfluorocalane, which rejuvenates, improves skin renewal and elasticity, and betaine, which acts as a mimetic humectant that protects skin hydration. So this tightening serum, what I like about it is it's very light, almost like a gel. and you're going to apply it, a thin layer. Don't really need that much, which sometimes people look at the tube and think, boy, that doesn't seem like a lot. You don't really need to use a lot. Apply it, let it dry. And then for ladies, if you're going to be using makeup, apply it on top, underneath your makeup, right? And last but not least, the Virage cleanser has another couple of really cool ingredients. It's got yucca root and soap bark extract, which are rich in saponins, saponins are basically natural cleansers that clarify and soothe the skin. It's got macadamia seed oil for moisturizing and to conditioning the skin, vitamin E to support skin integrity, and then finally sodium PCA derived from proline, which is a natural amino acid, as a humectant to retain natural skin moisture. So our goal really is to moisturize, maintain, protect, right? Get our skin to kind of stay all in one piece, especially the skin on our faces, right? Because the skin on our faces is the one that we present to the world every day. I actually use all my face products on my hands as well, because aging hands are a sure sign. You have this beautiful, refreshed face, but then your hands look like you're 1,000 years old. You're not going to look that young. So make sure face, right? Here, the décolletage in the chest and the hands. Make sure you're using your products on all three areas, so you really look wonderful for a long, long time. Okay, last but not least, I want to remind everyone that the hydrating cream is sold out in the US, and it has been sold out in the US for so many months I can't even count. The only people that can get it are people that have it on an existing LRP, which is not me. I have to kind of beg, borrow, and steal. I actually trade with a woman who lives here in New Jersey when mine runs out, because she has it on her LRP. But man, this would be something that I would love to have and just be able to grab a couple, because did I know it was going to go out of stock? I did not. And so before it goes out of stock, wherever you are, get yourself at least one or two. It does have cocoa seed butter for providing emollients to the skin, keeping the skin hydrated and conditioned. It has lactococcus ferment lysate, which reinforces the skin natural barrier to promote skin health and appearance. Laminaria digitata, or oarweed extract, which is an algae. So it's going to give you amino acids and polypeptides. And finally, mugwort extract to soothe and calm the skin. This, hands down, favorite product. Use it every day. Absolutely love it. Now let's talk a little bit about the Citrus Bliss hand lotion. I like this because it comes in a petite size, which makes it really convenient for carrying around. It does have sunflower and macadamia seed oils for moisturizing and for applying for adding moisture and also retaining moisture, right? It's in a convenient size, so you can use it in your car, at home, or at work. And then finally, it's a non-greasy formula, so it absorbs really quickly. So why have I been talking about all these products so much? I'm talking about it this much because sometimes our older hero products get forgotten, and we think to ourselves, oh yeah, seen that before, ho hum. But I'm here to say these are products that are really have hero ingredients, are designed with us in mind, and are super clean. So if you are considering using anything for your skin, because we know our skin is our biggest organ of our body, make sure that you're using something that's clean. Okay, we've got to Let It Go blend with Forgive and Frankincense. Again, trying to work through some of those feelings or uncomfortable things that we may be experiencing. We're now finally, last but not least, we've got our Philippines special, right? Product of the month is Digestin. We all love Digestin. We can add it to our water. We can add it, rub it on our stomach before flying or taking a road trip. You can use it for a healthy gastrointestinal tract. It has this calming, sweet, kind of minty aroma. You can use it for gas or occasional indigestion. And then finally, did you know you could actually use it for coughs and sinus congestion? Yes, you can. And it's edible, which makes it different from breathe. So you can put it on your, right on your face, right? You can tap it around on your sinuses here. To make sure that you're feeling that kind of minty, and you can also apply it to the bridge of the nose. Drink it in water, apply it right here under the nose, and it's going to help you with any sort of cough or sinus congestion. You can gargle with it if you want, but yes, it's a wonderful addition to that lineup. 10% off is Citrus Bliss. It is rich in limonene, great for cleaning. And also you want to add it perhaps to a dryer ball when you're drying your clothing. If you're a person who hangs your clothing, then you can be adding it into your washing machine. You can use it as part of an aroma touch hand technique. I find that either Citrus Bliss or Citrus Bloom can be a great, what's the word? Mood uplifter if you're giving an aroma touch hand technique. And I hope you're doing that on a regular basis. You can use it as a lymphatic or immune booster. So we talked about our removing toxins with our mud mask, but I also want to encourage you with your lymphatic system. Use your massage here on your neck and underneath your arms. You're going to apply your Citrus Bliss. And then finally, to eliminate odors and uplift your spirit in the house, you can use it to diffusing. I find sometimes in my house, if I cook something that's particularly smelling, Citrus Bliss is my way to go. That the next morning, I don't want to wake up and smell the same food all over again, even if it was delicious the first time. The second time, not so good. Okay, we've got Deep Blue essential oil as our freebie. If you are for long hours on the computer, you can apply it to your fingers, your wrists, your shoulders, your neck, right? Apply it on your feet and knees before and after exercise, applying it on your lower back after a day of heavy lifting. And then finally, for things like neuropathy, fibromyalgia, and rheumatism symptom relief, this is the product you want to use. The other product is with an order of 200 PV or up. You can actually get the Deep Blue Rub. This blend includes wintergreen, camphor, peppermint, blue tansy, German chamomile, helichrysum, ylang ylang, and osmanthus. Lots of strong base of emollients, so it's going to stick to the skin, stay on the skin, and really soothe over a long period of time. I love the essential oils, but I sometimes use them in conjunction with the Deep Blue Rub. So I like the two things together. And I would be massaging this into an affected area and using the polyphenol complex at the same time. Okay, we've got a daily diffuser blend called Morning Dew with Forgive, Balance, and Citrus Bliss. And I think I made it. I know I talked for a long time. You can find us on all social media platforms. I want to say thank you to everyone who's been on here on our YouTube channel. We've reached 100,000 views, which is just amazing to me. I know if you haven't had a chance to see, we've been doing a little bit of celebrating. I know there are accounts that are a lot bigger than ours, but really 100,000 views makes a lot of. It's amazing. So really cool. And it's all thanks to you. And I love each and every one of you. And thank you so much for being here with us every single week. This community means a lot to me, and I hope it means a lot to all of you. Thank you for having been here, and have an amazing week. I feel like every week we get the opportunity to kind of talk together, and we're just here in a community discussing different things together, discussing health and so on, and wellness. And I want you all to know that I think about the things that you ask me or you tell me, or the things that you provide in the chat, the information that you provide in the live chat, or even down below if you type anything in. So stay tuned for more great information. If you are celebrating Passover, happy Passover. And if you're going to be celebrating Easter at the end of the week, like I will be, happy Easter, happy Holy Week, have a blessed Holy Week. And thank you to everyone who has been here. Have a restful first week of April. And I look forward to seeing you back again next week. Bye-bye now.